Hi everyone, how we doing? Ian here. Um, Another late night video. It is Thursday. Actually, I haven't got my watch on. I was um, marinating some chicken earlier, and I had to take my watch off because with my MS and everything, I was basically marinating my arm. So that was fun doing. And I forgot to put my watch back on. So without, I suppose if I put my glasses on, I could look at the bottom of the computer. 11. Well, okay. So it's 11. It's 5 weeks till my birthday. Very excited. Also incredibly stressed. Um, Today is the first day I've actually got money towards holiday. Um, Obviously, as you know, we're going to London we'll be away for 5 days. And yeah, you can imagine we're staying. I don't know if you've been following my videos, but if you do, you know that actually me and Kat went to London. I don't know about 2 or 3 months ago. Must have been 3 months ago, I think it was. Um, let's just say a fantastic spirit, did something beautiful, the most selfless act, and we ended up going to London, and we just had the best time, just what we needed. Um, Talk a bit about my health in a minute, and how I'm feeling, and psychologically, and maybe, hopefully, maybe this will just hit with somebody. Even if maybe you're disabled, and you'll understand this bit. But anyway, that I'll talk about that later. So we went to London and we just had a blast. So we're going back for my birthday. So we're heading up on Thursday. So we've got Thursday there. But usually what happens is that if I've had to travel any more than about an hour, I'm usually pretty crap. I need to, like crash out and, properly sleep for like 12 hours usually. Just ask Cat, she'll tell you. Edinburgh was like nearly 2 days that I was poorly sick. So yeah, London's not too bad. 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I think the train is 3 hours, 3.5, maybe even less. Yeah, I think it's about 3.5 hours. Anyway, uh, like I say, I've usually got enough energy in me to kind of have a get my bearings of where we're staying and what we're doing, and get my places, and then get some food and go back to the hotel and just crash for the night. Watch. Cat usually watches crap TV or plays her games on her phone, because I usually just crash out, just with, I think, just I don't think people realize, you're when you're disabled, and you're going anywhere or doing anything or traveling, especially traveling anywhere, how much it really takes it out of you. Uh, and it just seems to be another thing that being in a wheelchair's robbing me of. But I am going to touch in that in a bit. I don't want to get too much at the moment, because when I do go into it, I want to properly look, sort of say, yeah, this is what's going on in my head, and sorry. um, so yeah, so anyway, so we're off to London for 5 days, going on Thursday, coming back on the Monday. And while we're up there, we are hanging out with my brother-in-law, who is just the best. Love him to death. So I hope you are watching this, James Byers, because otherwise there will be trouble. Really looking forward to London, mate. We are so gonna have so much fun. Got so much planned. Within Brick Lane, we're going to see Chelsea at Stamford. That's my birthday present from James. He's taking me to Stamford Bridge for the Chelsea. I think it's Chelsea Hull game. Chelsea Hull, I think is. I'm sure it's Chelsea Hull that we're going to see. So, like, big game, but Hull are the kind of team that will cause you an upset if you don't take them a bit more seriously. And I think this year with Chelsea, I don't know, it's well, we've done a lot of spending. We'll see where it goes after that, I suppose. So anyway, so how am I doing? Well, let me be honest. Let me spark up here. Let me be honest with you. Yeah, life's not great. Um, the last couple of weeks, I have just had the most horrific fatigue. Uh, just sleeping all the time, bad appetite, depressed as hell. But that's another separate issue as well. That's linked to something that's it's really starting to chip away at my fight, if I'm honest. And it's the superpower of invincibility you have when you are a wheelchair power chair user. Um, yeah, you literally once you're in a chair, um, you become invisible. Uh, you know, um, Whenever I'm with Cat and people talk to Cat about me, and I'm like, well, kind of I'm here too. Then don't do that. Don't do that to me. That's not right. And Cat won't let it. Cat doesn't allow that to happen. She is like, I'll be honest, she's like my minder because she'll walk behind me, and if anybody's like being a complete dick and oblivious to me, and either walks into my chair or my legs, or like trips over and then blames me, and all these things have happened. um and I'm like, God's sake, guys, you know what I mean? What what can I do? What can I do, guys? What can I do? So anyway, yeah, I'm just I'm starting to lose my resilience a little, guys, if I'm honest. um Starting to lose the actual will of what's the bloody point, because the future's not great, is it? We all know that MS won't kill me, but I could go in with a bruised thumb and that I won't ever come out. We all know that's a realistic possibility with just what my illness is. So I guess having that knowledge is, I don't know, it's really hard to take, knowing that you don't know when it's going to be, you don't know how it's going to be, and but that you know I'm going to get even poorlier. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm getting tired. I'm getting really, really tired. Um, just tired of fighting. Tired of just all the time. Just trying to put a brave face on, trying to get myself out there. To have some kind of life. I don't seem to have a life at the moment, if I'm honest. I see Cat at the weekends. I see Cat at the weekends. So my weekends are good, but like I say, the last few weeks, both of us actually, because Katrina's very poorly sick with her fibromyalgia. I mean, she's really bad, worse than me some days. Some days not, some days I don't even tell her how bad it is, but I think she knows she's not stupid, and she knows me like nobody else ever has. She's the first person that's actually been able to see through the bullshit and see me. Um, and I guess for that, I can go happy knowing that I've had that love of somebody that loves me, just for me, not what I can do for them, or who I know, or anything like that, but actually loves me, just me. And do you know what? I'm fucking so lucky. I'm so lucky to have that. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I'd say Katrina and my family that I've got, because I've not got any real family, but I've got Cat's family as as much as they want me or don't want me. Um, and I've got my friend, my close 5 people, um, and it's changed a lot from the person that I was, God, 20 years ago. Um, Time has not been kind. uh, Starting to show the signs of a fast fueled life, I suppose, burning both ends of the candle. It's all got to come running down at some time, and then you throw something like PPM, PPMS, or all the MSs I could have got out of get the PP, didn't I? But there we go. But yeah, honestly, sometimes the only reason that I even bother trying, or I guess even bothering sometimes to even continue, if it wasn't for the people in my life now, I wouldn't be here. There'd be no point. I've had a shit life. I've hurt a lot of people. I've done a lot of stuff. I've said a lot of things. And you can't change that. And you shouldn't dwell on it, and you shouldn't say, "Oh God, he's going on about the past and all this." And I do go on about the past. I go on about the past because I feel that I didn't give it my best shot. Whether you argue I never had a great start to life, let's be honest. Apart from the 8 years with my grandparents, I wouldn't swap them for the world. In a way, makes me the man I am. My grandfather, his values and how he treats women, how he, if you know me, I've got a great respect for women. Um, and pleased to say, even going through a violent relationship, domestic violence, and that's, as a man, that's pretty hard to admit, that you've been through that, especially if you ever met the person involved. You know, it's just a tiny little thing. Um, and I came close to losing my eye for that. Instead, I'm just left with the scar, as it were, as you can probably see. I think it's this side. Um, so I actually got a split iris. So I got two black pupils, split pupil. Sorry. Yeah. So I guess in a way we all carry scars for everything. Um, I'd probably say my favourite scar, not really a scar, but I suppose it would probably be, of all my tattoos, my favourite would be my phoenix on my back. I'll actually have to post some pictures of my back because yeah, it has to be seen. And I've got a phoenix about halfway down my back, taking all of my back down, and it's a phoenix rising from the ashes. And it the reason behind it is me, because that's all I ever seem to do is rise from the ashes all the time. I always seem to reinvent myself, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to reinvent myself and show something that I'm actually not really. I want to just be raw and honest with people. And if they don't like that, then I'm sorry, but I can't be dealing with false people in my life anymore. I've had it. You know, People swear their allegiance and swear they love you to death, and and they do something, and yeah. Also, sorry about the hair, but I can't afford a haircut because we're obviously saving up for London. So I can't have a haircut this month. I'm gonna have one next month, just before London, so so I look clean shaven and not like you know. I actually quite like it with a bit of beard, and so does Katrina, if she's honest. So um, yeah, bit grey now. Bit grey. Supposed to be what was it? Age and wise. I certainly haven't got any wiser. Or maybe I got wiser than anybody in my situation ever did in giving up drinking and pledging to be with somebody actually for the rest of your life. I can honestly say I'm gonna die loved, and not my biggest fear of being alone, of having no love. That's always been my fear. You look at my relationships; I've self-sabotaged most of them. But no more. This is the new me. This is the me that's struggling at the moment, and sometimes it's okay to not be the strong kind of alpha dog and shit. I've played that game. It's bullshit. I don't do it. Um, and I like to think that I'm a man's man. I like to think that I hold my own in a group of lads. Just not drinking anymore, I guess. So anyway, I just wanted to share with everyone kind of like what's going on in my head, and it's just this frustration. It's just chipping away at my self worth every single day that I go out and that somebody does it. And you can guarantee somebody somewhere will just be oblivious to you. It's not like you can't miss me. I'm kind of like 17 stone, and I'm in like a massive power chair. And they're like, "Oh, didn't hear you coming," and "Oh, didn't see you there." And you're like, "Well, you are coming right towards me. I'm on a path. I can't go anywhere. There's water either side of me." Oh, but I suppose if I let it stress me out, it's just going to make me even more ill, and I don't want to lose any more weight because I don't want to go on to the protein shakes, which is what they're threatening if I lose another couple of pounds, I think it is. If I go down to under 17 stone, um, I want to kind of slow, not so much stop it, but considerably slow down the weight loss. Give me a better chance, where I'm losing all weight. It's fantastic and great for my wardrobe, but it's actually really shit for timing for me being here. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So anyway, I'm not gonna be miserable. I'm not gonna be miserable. I'm gonna, pick myself back up again, guys. Um, I appreciate everybody that watches these videos. If you're an if you're an avid viewer of my videos, if you regularly watch my videos, and I can see the views that we are getting them. Sometimes they're rubbish, sometimes they're good. Um, but I've got my little hardcore group, and you gifted few, I really do appreciate you. I really appreciate you watching. Sitting with me for 20 minutes and listening to me moan about shit. You know, and I know I've got to be a bit tougher, and I know that's what I've got to do. I know I've just got to toughen up a bit. Thicker skin. I know I have. I, I just seem to be. I don't know. I want to say angry, but I'm not. I'm not angry because otherwise I'd be making Cat's life an even bigger mess than hell than than my madness does. But yeah, frustration. Really, just really frustrated, I guess. And it's yeah, it's. I never really thought of it before. When you see people in wheelchairs and power chairs, I never thought about it. I was hanging out with my good friend Lawrence 25 years ago, and we were carrying him up the stairs to Ritzy. And didn't think anything of it. Him in his wheelchair carrying on four lads, boom, up he goes. It was it was crazy. I don't know if you ever remembers that, but we did that. That was mad. And I just thought well, it was Lawrence. I didn't think of it. Oh, Lawrence in a wheelchair. It was just Lawrence. And I guess maybe it's because everybody's known me as Ian and like this big person, I'm this big person, and sort of the center of attention, and likes all everything, and I just feel I've changed so much, and I've become so cynical, and just like I just get, I guess the frustration, I guess it's frustration, and it's leading me to just be so angry about stuff, like the state of the country, like the state of immigration, like the state of social care, and all these things. I have social care. I rely on it, and all I'm seeing is new migrant after new migrant as a carer, and I can't. If you know me, and I was in the army for 9 years, right? I like a regime. I like to do things in a certain way. I like to do this in that order. I like things put in a right place. I hate mess, all these shit, and half of these carers are not even speaking English, and you're just like, what? Well, how is this social care? The whole part of a carer's visit is not only just like washing them or making them a cup of coffee or emptying their urine bottle or whatever, changing the bed bum, whatever it is. you know it's there to have like a connection with somebody, so give something for us to during the week. All I've got to look forward to is those visits twice a day. And that's really sad when you can't even communicate with them. Is that right? They say the NHS runs on it. We've got a million young people out of work. Maybe we should be looking at that, and getting them back into work, getting them into care work, and get them in young and train them and give them proper training. I've got one or two great carers. I mean, really great carers. Anyway, as I said, I've wound myself up a bit now as well, because I'm angry at myself for being angry now. They're just ridiculous, I know. Yeah, but yeah, what do you do? What do you do? You know, I suppose nothing short of two foghorns and a flashing 80-foot neon sign on the back of my chair is ever going to, change people's view of me now I'm in a chair. I just feel that some people, you can just tell that they're looking at you going, oh, yeah, well, you're costing me X amount a month. And don't get me started on Pip, as you well know, because it's documented on this channel. If you look back on past videos, you saw the whole 3 months of Pip. Oh my god, what an absolute joke! Then you were with me when I was bedbound, and I didn't have my chair or anything. You were there with me for that, and I don't think without this channel I'd have got through it, guys. If I'm honest, I think it was my way of having. I feel that I'm talking to someone. I'm feeling somebody out there now. I know that somebody is watching this. So for that person, even if it's one person, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching my videos. You probably are contributing, because I can see there's views on that video. You are contributing to me wanting to be here that little bit longer, because it actually makes me think, do you know what? There's a few people that actually, every time I do a video, I will watch it within a day. So for you people, you're an absolute godsend, whoever you are. You're very anonymous, all of you. I don't know specifically who. I mean, I think I know one or two. I won't name them, but I think you know who you are. Um, so anyway, I just want to end on yeah, London 5 weeks time. 5 weeks today. 5 weeks today we'll be in London. Oh my god. Okay. tons of panic. So yeah, I'll be in London. Yeah, 5 weeks. Probably do a video before we go. Probably in a couple of weeks, something like that. Unless I kind of like get inspired to just do this is what I'm feeling about or talking about or doing, and I'll just do a video and post it. Just look out in the next 5 weeks, and thank you so much for sitting through this with me. I think it was this time. It's a smaller amount. It's only 25 minutes, which is my usual amount of time for a video. So, okay, my darling, it's been great seeing you all. Thank you so much for watching it, and I will see you again. So, thanks a lot. Bye bye.